put under surveillance. You're not told about this part. It could be years before the whole thing becomes obvious. A pretty common entry point is at step 1. In this step, which is optional, you're presented with a credible threat. Someone or some group of people who has a reason to be after you. It has to be credible. This is your own personal false flag operation, which is going to send you on a wild goose chase for years, so you have to believe the threat. The most believable kind of threat is going to involve money or property. That's an obvious motivation, especially if the amount at stake is large. Certain kinds of conflicts, usually involving money or property, can be seen coming years in advance. But it doesn't have to start like that. It could be you get into an online argument. Somehow they find out who you are in real life, or so it seems. Or maybe you snub a person in public, and so on. Your imagination at this stage is your worst enemy. You're inventing explanations in your mind to explain how it all started. Just remember, things aren't what they seem. Another entry point, things can start here, is step 2. It's very disturbing even without an obvious threat. What I'm talking about are a series of psychological operations in which you're made aware that things are going on behind your back which are unfavorable to you. It could be minor stuff, like evidence someone's coming by your place when you're not around. Again, your imagination runs wild. If you entered the program at the previous phase, you're obviously going to connect those happenings to the patsy you were provided with in the first phase. Around this time, you're also going to be made aware you're under surveillance. Someone might casually mention very personal details taken from your private activities just a few hours beforehand. Again, your mind makes the connection. Here's a great example of what I'm talking about. Let's say you go out to the porch one morning when you wake up and see an empty styrofoam coffee cup on the top step. This happens several mornings in a row. Obviously, someone is coming to your house every morning and leaving a cup there. One morning you decide to get up really early and see if you can catch them. You check the porch and there's nothing there. Oh well, so you do some chores, then you head out for the day and your heart stops. There's a styrofoam coffee cup on the roof of your car. That's an example of sensitization. You've been made aware that the coffee cup in this example is significant. Sensitization of some sort is going to happen during this phase, so you're made aware that messages can be sent to you non-verbally with subtle cues in your environment. At this point, you've been made aware of the fact that you're being watched, and someone or some group of people is messing with you. Stuff is happening behind your back. Another thing that can happen behind your back, gaslighting. Objects aren't in their expected places when you look for them. And finally, you're made aware that large numbers of people are interested in keeping tabs on you. Quite a few people. You're getting vehicles that show up wherever you go, or people who show up on foot wherever you go. Step 3. Now a new, very threatening message is